Hello friends, what's going on? So today I have just wrapped up the last reading vlog and I've just been in such a reading mood that I've just decided that I'd want to jump right into the next book, and I think I've decided that The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson is happening next, which I'm very excited about. I did just download the audiobook from my library, so I do have the audiobook to help me get through this because this book first published in 1959, so it is, you know, kind of a classic, I would assume. You know, my experiences with classics in the past have not been the best just because I tend to get really bored by the writing styles, and so with this one I'm nervous about that. You know, I definitely am. I'm nervous too because even though The Haunting of Hill House is like one of my favorite freaking TV shows to ever exist, like it's probably my top 5 favorite TV shows ever, and I'm nervous because a lot of people say that the book is really different from the show, and it's absolutely nothing like the show, and that I've heard a lot of people think I'm not gonna like this. So for that reason alone, I'm scared. I poured myself a glass of wine because it's only 10:30 at night right now, and I feel like a glass of wine while reading this would just like fit the mood. I don't know why, but I just feel like The Haunting of Hill House is a kind of book that you drink wine with. I mean, probably red wine, but you know, I don't like red wine, so but anyways, I'm just gonna pop in my little AirPods and give this book a go. I mean, it's not too long of a book, like it is fairly short, and the audiobook is only 7 hours long. So I feel like I can get through it fairly quickly. Even if I don't enjoy it that much, I can still get through it fast, you know? So that's cool. And like, what better time of year, you know, to read this than in October? Like, there is not a better time, so might as well find out if it'll be my thing or not now. I'm gonna shut up and listen to this book.
Blackstone Audio presents The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Stood by itself against its hills, holding dark and it had stood so for 80 years, and weeks dead trees. Within walls continued to operate, bricks and neatly floors were fur.
Okay, I wanted to give you a quick update because I am already on page 70. Like, this audiobook is just reading super quick. I'm already 31% of the way through. I will say so far I'm actually really enjoying it, and I'm glad that I have the audiobook because if I was trying to read this physically, I feel like I wouldn't be able to get into it as much because it does do that thing that I can't stand where there's a lot of just like text, and it's not really even broken up by paragraphs. It's just like pages of solid text, which is a writing style that is definitely a choice. It's just not my favorite because I hate when writing is so dense that like it needs to be broken up with paragraphs and like easier to read and consume. But because I have the audiobook, I don't really mind. Like, I'm just kind of like listening to it and trying not to like pay attention too much to like that kind of thing with the writing. But I'm enjoying it so far, and I can definitely see how this is very different from the show because the only characters from the show that are even mentioned in the book are the Dudleys, which is like the people that like watch over the house. They're like the housekeepers, like they're in it. And then also Theodora and Luke are the only names that I recognize from the show, but they're like very different characters in the book. I think they just took the names. I also just realized that the older sister in the show is named Shirley, and I just realized that that's probably like a shout out to the author, Shirley Jackson. I don't know why I didn't put that together sooner. But yeah, I mean, it's very different from the show, you know, because in the show it's like you're following this family who was living in Hill House when they were kids, and you're like flashing back to when they were kids living in Hill House, and then you're flashing to when they're adults, and like he's written a book about Hill House, and like there's all this history there with their family. But this is really different because we're following this guy who's this doctor. His name's like Dr. Montague. Yeah, Dr. Montague, and he's this scholar who's looking for evidence of a haunting, and he thinks that this place is haunted, and the family that lives there, like Luke belongs to that family, so I guess Luke's character is kind of similar to the one in the show because they do describe him as being kind of like a thief, and he's like unreliable, you know, and so his character is the most similar to what he is in the TV show. But it's really interesting because this doctor wants to find evidence of like paranormal activity, basically. So he writes this letter to these two women, Theodora and then Eleanor is the name of the other one. And Theodora is a character in Haunting of Hill House, but she's nothing like this character in this book. And then Eleanor is just like another random character that's not in the show. And he's inviting them all to come and stay in Hill House so he can find evidence of like paranormal activity. I don't know, it's kind of reminding me of Kill Creek a little bit, to be honest. Which is really cool, you know, because Kill Creek is like one of my favorite books. But I don't know, like I'm loving the vibe of it so far. I feel like the descriptions of Hill House are just very, you know, like spooky and creepy. And honestly, rereading this right now is making me want to rewatch Hill House like so freaking badly. But anyways, just thought I would give you an update because I'm going to continue reading it. And I'm probably going to read it for at least another hour. So I feel like I'm going to be able to fly through this book. Sorry, my cheeks are so red because I had alcohol. And anytime I have alcohol, my cheeks just get so red. Hello, good morning. It is the next morning and it's like the most rainy, windy, kind of like chaotic day outside. And I wanted you to know that last night I got about halfway through this book. I got to page 113 and this book is pretty short. It's like about 230 pages, so I feel like I'm like almost right at the halfway point. And so far, you know, nothing like really spooky and creepy has happened yet, but I also don't know how much I'm expecting from, you know, this book to be like, I don't know, I feel like I'm used to how, you know, like modern day horror is written in a really like vulgar and creepy way, but like from a horror novel from 1959, I'm not really sure what I'm expecting on the level of like creepiness. I feel like this book is more about the ambiance of like this like kind of, you know, really creepy haunted house, and I'm definitely feeling that ambiance, and I do really like the ambiance of this book. I do really enjoy the characters for the most part. I mean, I don't know, I'm surprised that I don't really have any complaints about it. This is one of those classics that I'm really enjoying it. I think it's because since I absolutely loved the show and everyone was telling me like, oh, the book is so different, I was just assuming that that meant that I wouldn't like the book since I'm such a huge fan of the show. But I really do like the book for like its own thing. Like I do think the Hill House show is superior so far for me, but this being its own separate thing in my mind, like I'm still really enjoying this. So that's cool. And anyways, this morning I'm just going to make some breakfast here at the apartment, and I'm probably just going to be listening to this audiobook while I make breakfast and while I eat breakfast. So hopefully I can finish this soon this morning. Look at how cute! I put whipped cream for my strawberries. 140-ish pages in. It's getting spooky! Alright, so I've just been listening to this all morning. I'm nearly 200 pages in, so I don't have very much left, but I'm going to head to Value Village and go to grocery shopping right now because I need to get shit done today. And so I just wanted to update you that I'm still really enjoying this, and I'm so dumb because I didn't realize Eleanor's character, like her nickname is Nell. And so like Nell's character kind of is in this book. I don't know why I didn't put that together. And yeah, I don't know, like so far the like, you know, creepy horror aspect of this book is just the fact that they're like, you know, hearing a lot of bumps in the night and they think that they're seeing things, and you know, it feels like it's starting to like creep into their subconscious and they feel like they're like going crazy. And so nothing like truly like creepy and terrifying has happened for me yet, but I do still love the ambiance of this, and I just think it's like really well written. And honestly, for a classic, like this is my jam. Like, it's really rare for me that I enjoy classics. Like, I really actually do like this writing style. Like, this feels like it could have been written recently. Like, Shirley Jackson was, like, ahead of her time, okay? So, yeah, really enjoying this. I'm gonna go grocery shopping, and I'll probably finish listening to the rest of this audiobook while I'm at the store. Here. Ready to finish this audio. Hey, what's up? I'm back from Value Village and doing all of the things. And I bought this green jacket. Like, isn't it so freaking cute? Oh, and it was only $10. Like, I swear, Value Village is like, I freaking hit the jackpot at Value Village every time. Like, my Value Village is so awesome. And they always have like new books too. I literally bought 5 books there. Before I show you the books though, I did finish The Haunting of Hill House while I was in Value Village, and I don't know, I really enjoyed this. Like, even though I do think I still wanted more from that ending overall. Like, I definitely wanted more, and I feel like this book could have even been a little bit longer and I wouldn't have been mad about it. But I mean, still, the way that this book ended, like the final few lines of this book were truly creepy, and it did remind me quite a bit of the show. And so I appreciate it. Like, I don't know, I feel like this is like a 4-star book for me, which I'm just so surprised by. Like, I don't know why. I was expecting not to like this, and I love being surprised like this. So that's really cool. Anyways, yeah, in the mail right now too, I just got this book, Grave Reservations. This one came from Atria, and this one goes on sale at the end of the month, and this one sounds so cute. It kind of sounds like it's like Finlay Donovan is Killing It kind of vibes, which is the main reason why I wanted to have this book. So cool. And then at Value Village, I freaking okay, they had If It Bleeds by Stephen King, which I have not yet read, and this is like a fairly new book in nearly perfect condition, only $3.99. And then I found The City We Became, which, like, oh my god, this is like in perfect condition, and it's hardcover, and I found it for $3.99. And I'm just so stoked. Like, this has actually been on my Amazon wishlist for like over a year. So I'm just really glad to finally own this one. Isn't this cover beautiful? Like, I think this is in like one of my top favorite book covers of all time. Just absolutely stunning. This one takes place in New York, but it's a little bit out of my comfort zone because it's like a fantasy-ish kind of book. So I don't know. I want to read this at some point in the future though, and I'm so glad that I finally found it. I also got I Am Watching You. This one's a thriller that I've had my eye on for like literally years. And so I saw a copy there and I was like, why not? Like, let's just pick it up. I think it has to do with like a girl going missing and like somebody, like, I think there's a stalker or something. I mean, it would make sense, right? I Am Watching You. And then I picked up The Silent Sister by Diane Chamberlain because Diane Chamberlain is like a really incredible author, and I just want to read more of her stuff. I don't want to say it's like a thriller, but I think this one's more like mysterious as opposed to some of her other books. I've only read one book by this author, but I've been wanting to pick this up for a while, so I'm glad to have found it there. Only $3.99 as well. And then Value Village has this deal where if you buy 4 books, you can get a 5th one for free. So because of that, I ended up picking up this book called The Six, and I've honestly never even heard of this before, but it looked really interesting, and the premise kind of reminds me of Squid Game for some reason. It says, a dark, slow burn serial killer story that dazzles with an explosive ending. It says, it's the chance of a lifetime. 28 people are offered a place on a unique program to heal their addictions. 6 days, 6 challenges, and $60,000 at the end of it. From all over the world, the participants travel to a remote island in Greece to begin their challenges. There's just one clause: they must keep the program secret. Like, doesn't that kind of sound like Squid Game? Like, I don't know. So I'm super curious about this one. If you've read it, let me know what you think. I mean, it is kind of massive, to be honest. It's like almost 500 pages. I'm excited to try this one someday. I don't know when I'm gonna read it, but it has good reviews on Goodreads too, so that was another reason why I was like, okay, like, I should check it out. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna wash some of these clothes that I just got from Value Village. I also got donuts when I was at the grocery store because I could not resist. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna read next, but I will let you know when I start something. Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's like 7 o'clock at night now. I just made myself some dinner. I made like chicken, asparagus, mashed potatoes. I got these sweet potatoes from the store, like already pre-made, because they're so freaking good. I love having sweet potatoes at this time of year. But I want to let you know that I've started listening to the audiobook for The Last House on Needless Street, and this book is just so strange so far. I did read the chapter of this for a video that I just recently did, so I was already kind of familiar with how weird this story was gonna be. But we're following this man named Ted, and he has this cat that we get the point of view from, and then he has this tween daughter named Lauren. And, you know, they're just like a very strange group of characters to be following in this book. He keeps talking about how there was this popsicle girl that disappeared 11 years ago today, and assuming like from that first chapter, like after I reread it, it's because he was a suspect originally when this popsicle girl disappeared, which I didn't realize like the first time I read that chapter. Like, I picked up on that the second time I just read it. So that's kind of interesting. And I don't know, I'm almost 100 pages in now. I'm at 98 pages in, and so far it's like such a slow burn, but also like these characters are just behaving in such a strange way, and I'm just very intrigued by this. So I think I'm just gonna continue to listen to this while I eat my dinner. It's been, you know, a couple of days since I've last updated this vlog. It's not that I haven't been reading, I just haven't really been vlogging, and I'm just really, I just have like a lot of mixed feelings about books that I've been reading, so I don't really know how to talk about them. And so I guess that's why I haven't been updating this vlog. I also spent the entire day the other day, me and my sister watched the entire 3rd season of You on Netflix, and so that happened. Really love that show, by the way. I just think it's so freaking good, and I love Victoria as love. I just love her character. She's the best. Yeah, a couple days ago I finished The Last House on Needless Street, and I really enjoyed this book, but I don't know how to describe like my feelings about it. Like, I just don't know how to talk about this book, so that should make the live show for this book very interesting at the end of this month. And then I also, yesterday, I listened to Such a Quiet Place on audio. I just like listened to it all day. I don't know, it was pretty boring. Like, I'm probably gonna give it 2 stars. There were like way too many characters and I just didn't really care about anything that was happening. So yeah, I just don't really have a whole lot to say right now about these 2 books, so I guess that's why I haven't really been updating this vlog. But I did want to let you know that I have started The Death of Miss Westaway by Ruth Ware, and this is one of the only Ruth Wares that I have not yet read. I think I only have this one and The Lying Game to read, and then I'll be caught up on all of Ruth Ware's books. But I saw that my library had this audiobook available, and I've had this book sitting on my shelves for quite a while now, probably like a year. If there's any time of year that would be perfect to read this book, it would probably be this time of year. And I didn't realize that the audio is narrated by the same narrator that did the audiobook for The Turn of the Key. Her name is Imogen Church, and she's like a really freaking good audiobook narrator. Like, I've really loved The Turn of the Key on audio, so I'm excited to know it's the same narrator, so that's exciting. I'm only 10% of the way into it right now. I'm on chapter 7, which is about page 40, and so far I'm intrigued. All I really knew about this going in was that it was going to be about an inheritance, and that's kind of what it's about. We're following this woman named Hal, who is just having a hard time, you know. She's pretty like down on her luck financially and just not really able to support herself very well. And for a living, she like reads tarot cards to people, which is like super interesting, by the way. I don't know a lot about tarot cards, but every time I read about them, I'm like super intrigued. But anyways, she receives this letter that's like super mysterious, and it's like saying that her grandmother or her like great-grandmother just passed away and has left behind a pretty big inheritance. And so she has to go to this place and figure out like what's going on, because she doesn't know what's going on, because as far as she's known, her grandparents have been dead for like 20 plus years. So she's like, there's no way that this is real, and like this is too good to be true, and she thinks it's like not supposed to be for her. But I have this feeling that she's gonna like take that money anyways, because like honestly, who wouldn't, you know? So yeah, I don't know, it's really intriguing so far. I've just been listening to it on audio this afternoon, and I'm just gonna continue listening to this on audio this afternoon. I'm just currently watching the Dodger game with Rachel and Obed. We're watching it in the other room, and we're just watching the Dodgers get fucking slaughtered by Atlanta Braves. And it sucks because like they really need to win this game, you know? It's best of 7. This is game 3 and they're losing, and they've lost the first 2. It's just not looking good, you know, for my team. So so to distract myself from that sadness, I'm just gonna listen to this on audio. Bellinger is the MVP again. Once again. What?
Are you fucking kidding me? Every
Dude,
time.
bottom of the 8th. Like, let's fucking go. Let's fucking
Dude,
go.
best time to hit a home run in your whole fucking life.
Wow, 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 wow.
Damn!
Bellinger is amazing. So the Dodgers won. It was amazing. They came back in the bottom of the 8th inning, and I feel so alive. I have faith again. And yeah, now I'm just gonna jump right back in. We're just jumping right back in. Up. It's been a couple of hours, but I wanted you to know that I'm at the 50% of the way through, actually maybe a little bit more than 50% now. Really enjoying it. I like the atmosphere in this book a lot of this, you know, like there's this house and like this family that she's getting to know, and there's kind of like this mystery. She doesn't think that this inheritance is rightfully hers, you know, and there's this whole mystery of like why she's getting this in the first place. And a lot of this book is her trying to figure out like, wait, could this be my family? And she's like confused, and there's like mystery there, and I'm very intrigued by what's going on, but I also feel like this story needs to like step it up on like the action or something. Like, I don't know, it's just missing something for it to be like great for me, but I don't hate it, and I'm not like completely bored by it, so that's good. I do think it has to do a lot with the narrator. I just think she's a really interesting narrator, and like the way she uses her voice, I don't even know how to explain like why I feel this way, but I just feel like she's a really good narrator. Like, she just makes the story very interesting just by the way she tells it. Only about 10:30 right now, and I just threw in a load of laundry because I'm like, I'm not going to bed anytime soon. And I also just re-downloaded Heyday onto my phone, so like it's over for me, you know, it's over. I even turned on the notifications. Oof. I was freaking obsessed with Heyday when I was in high school. Like, it was so bad. It got to the point where I would like have a notification every single time one of my crops were like done planting, and I would like have to go, and like if you play Heyday, then you freaking know that shit is addicting, okay? But I thought it would be perfect because I used to play it on an iPad that I no longer have, and so I didn't have access to my old farm, which I'm like so bummed about, and I didn't have a login or anything. Like, there's no way for me to access that farm, but it sucks because I was on like level 50 or 60 or something on my old farm, and now I had to start over, and now I'm on like level 7 right now. But also it's very satisfying like starting from the beginning and, you know, like making my shit, and I don't know, it's just like, I know Heyday gets so addicting, and it only gets more addicting the more that you continue to play it, but it's also perfect to play while like listening to audiobooks and shit, so maybe it's not over for me completely. I know everybody in the world is like obsessed with Animal Crossing, and I'm over here like obsessed with Heyday. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to continue to listen to this on audio, probably play a little bit of Heyday, and yeah, wait for my laundry, I guess. How's it going? So last night I got all the way up to page 304. I'm on chapter 43 now. I only have about like 60-ish pages left. I don't know why I put this camera at such a weird angle, but so far I still feel very like this book is fine. I don't know, it's okay. I'm not loving it. As much as I love the atmosphere, I'm just getting kind of bored with the story, to be honest, and it's just kind of like slow moving, and I don't think there's any reason for this book to be as long as it is. Like, it's just getting kind of dull and boring, and I also feel like there's so many characters that I'm trying to like keep track in my head, like who's who. But anyways, I'm gonna try to finish it this morning. It's already like almost 1:30 right now, so I mean, it's not like morning anymore, but I've already gotten some stuff done this morning. I like went to Target, you know, had some breakfast, did all the things, and now I still have some stuff to do, like laundry and doing the dishes and just like a bunch of, you know, checking the mail, like cleaning, like tedious tasks. So I'm just gonna do that and finish listening to this book on audio. And I'm excited because this morning, I got a bunch of audiobooks checked out from my library, like all at the same time, of some books that I've been highly anticipating and wanting to read. So it's just like perfect timing that this has worked out, so I can finish that and then start something else. I also have to finish packing my overnight bag because I'm gonna be staying at my parents' house for a little while here for like the next couple of days because they're taking a trip to Vegas, and so I'm gonna be watching the house, watching Phoenix, you know, hanging out, and so I need to finish packing that. And yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts when I finish it. Okay, hi, it's been like a little over an hour. I just finished listening to the audio for The Death of Miss Westaway, and I don't know, I feel like this book was fine. It had a decent plot twist, like I'll give it that, you know, like there was something at the end that I thought was actually kind of cool. But overall, I don't know, I guess I just really didn't care enough about this main character or these characters to really give too much of a shit about the story. So I don't know, I feel like this is probably gonna be maybe like a 2.5 stars for me, which is, you know, super unfortunate because once again, Ruth Ware is just, I don't know, dude. It's like only The Turn of the Key is like the only book I've ever loved from Ruth Ware. So I don't know if it's just me or if it's her writing or like what. I just am not connecting with her books, which is unfortunate, you know, because I do think she's a really talented author. I just don't know what it is about her books. I just find them to be very disappointing and underwhelming. Like The Turn of the Key is like literally the only one that I've ever loved. I just got checked out from my library, The Mother Next Door, which is perfect timing actually, because that was the next book I was planning to pick up anyways. The reason why I wanted to pick it up this month is because it just published this month, but also because this book kind of takes place around Halloween time. Like, I think something happens on Halloween and then we're following in the story like 7 weeks till Halloween, 6 weeks till Halloween, and it's like counting down until Halloween when something happens. So I think that's pretty cool. It also apparently has like, you know, small town mom gossip drama vibes, you know, I'm thinking like Big Little Lies energy. So for that reason alone, I'm also very excited. Hi, it's a little bit later in the night, but I wanted to let you know that I'm about 100 pages into The Mother Next Door, and I'm actually really enjoying this one so far. Like, it's not like, it doesn't feel like it's gonna be like a new all-time favorite, but it's just kind of like a fun mystery that's pretty like light-hearted so far, and I just felt like I feel like I really needed something like this right now. But we're just following this group of moms. They call themselves like the Ivy Five. I don't know, pretentious and rich kind of, I guess. But it's interesting because there's only 4 of them. And so they still call themselves like the Ivy Five. And so there's this new woman in town named Teresa who like just moved into this neighborhood, Ivy Woods. And she's kind of like, what the heck? Like, why are there only 4 of you? And they just kind of give this nonchalant like, oh, it's because this like mom like moved, or like, you know, some kind of, I don't know, bullshit. And it kind of seems like there's something that happened with like this 5th woman. I don't know if it was like murder or like what happened with her, but all the moms in this little, you know, Ivy Five are kind of like suspicious a little bit, you know. And so it's kind of interesting. We get the perspectives of the new girl, which is Teresa. She's the wife of the principal. That's like the new principal in their town too, so that's kind of interesting. And then we also do get the perspective of the queen bee, which her name is Kendra, and she's kind of like the leader of this like Ivy Five group, you know. She's like the Regina George of the group. The queen bee. And her point of view is also really interesting. I feel like she has something going on in her past that we don't know about yet that's kind of mysterious. And also, while getting both of their point of views, we also do get the point of view of like Halloween night. And it's interesting because most of the story, like in Kendra and Teresa's point of views, we're getting them like 7 weeks before Halloween and 6 weeks before Halloween. But then in every other chapter, we do get a point of view on Halloween night. But it's interesting because the point of view is like, it doesn't really tell you whose point of view it is. And I don't know if it is a character's point of view or if it's just like some kind of third person telling you what's happening. But it's interesting because like the book opens with this thing on Halloween night that's like, one of us is gonna get murdered on Halloween and we don't know who yet, and so it's kind of mysterious. And then in each part of Halloween you kind of learn more about like these women and like what might be going on with them. Like, I don't know, it's pretty interesting so far. It's not anything like totally revolutionary or crazy, but like it's good, it's interesting. I'm intrigued by the mystery, and I like that we're following these 2 characters in particular because they seem like the most interesting characters out of the 5 of the women. So I think we're making mac and cheese.
What do you think?
Rachel's classic mac and cheese.
I am making it.
The white cheddar. The iconic, the one, the only. Hello, it's like barely 10 o'clock right now and I'm back in bed. I kind of wanted to go to bed a little bit early tonight because, you know, since I re-washed my sheets and everything's all cozy in my bed right now, and that just sounded amazing. I also needed to like finish packing for tomorrow because, like, as I said, I'm going to my parents' house tomorrow. I have to drop them off at the airport at like 10, so I have to be up a little bit early. But I'm back in bed. I'm going to jump right back into listening to The Mother Next Door. I haven't listened to anything since I last updated you, sorry. But I'm also just gonna be laying here in bed uploading some of the footage from my cameras because my cameras have so much footage on them right now, and I haven't you know, taken off the footage and uploaded it to my laptop in a while, and so I need to figure out like the order of which the videos need to be in, because, you know, sometimes it's hard when I vlog with two cameras. The files get all mixed up and then I have to figure out the order that I film them in, and it's stressful. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to be listening to this on audio, and yeah, I'll let you know what I think when I have an update. It has been about an hour. It's 11 o'clock at night right now, and I wanted to let you know that I'm now 215 pages into this book. I'm just flying through this audiobook and this book, so I think I'm gonna try to finish it tonight so that I don't have to take this book with me tomorrow to my parents' house. But I don't know, I'm still really enjoying it. I feel like there's this mysterious past with this main character and this professor dude. Like, something was going on with him, and so I'm pretty like curious about that, and I want to see like where it goes. And it also just has a lot of those, like, you know, small town like gossiping moms, like they're gossiping about the people, and just, I don't know, it's just really entertaining, and I think I like it because Halloween is like such a huge part of this story, you know, like they keep counting down until Halloween, and they're talking about, you know, like getting ready for Halloween, playing their Halloween music playlist, and just like the love that this town has for Halloween. It's just a vibe. Like, I just really love it, and I kind of want to live there. And yeah, I feel like my only complaint, I guess, with this book is that these characters don't feel very like fleshed out. I don't know, they feel kind of like very like stereotypical, like cardboard cutout characters. Like, I don't really feel like any of them feel very real to me. I don't know, with this kind of plot for a story, I don't really mind it very much, to be honest. So I don't know, I think I have like about 2 hours or so left of the audiobook, so I think I'm just gonna try to finish it tonight.
Maybe acne is no longer your toxic concern. Maybe you've got fine lines, dark spots, occasional breakup.
There they go. Off on their adventures. Look at these trees. Oh my god. So beautiful. What the heck is that? Is it good? It's fire. Oh, you don't even need that.
I don't know. Is that the same stuff?
I don't know. It goes on it.
We just try it.
Holy crap. What is this, lemon? Or no? It's blueberries. Good.
Wow.
Holy crap, dude. I already got this stuff. 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and today has taken quite the unexpected turn, because this morning I got up, I took my parents to the airport at like 10 a.m. and then when I got back, we ended up having to take Tank back to the emergency vet, because, I mean, if you've been following what's going on with Tank for a while, he's had a number of health issues recently, and last month he actually had a surgery that we thought it was cancer that was in his butt, and it ended up not being cancer. But then this morning he was just like projectile vomiting, he was having diarrhea, the diarrhea was bloody, and it was just like he was shivering and panting, and it was just bad, you know, like he just gets like this all the time. He's always having episodes like this, and it's just really stressful and scary. So we ended up having to take him to the vet, and he just got out of the vet now, and they just put him on some like anti-diarrhea and different things like that. But they said they do want him to come back to do more testing to see like what is causing all of this, because it's very strange that he keeps having all of these issues like all the time. So yeah, that kind of changed up the plans today, but now we are getting ready to go up to my parents' house because I have to watch Phoenix. And yeah, last night I did finish reading The Mother Next Door, and I will say, like, I really enjoyed this book, but I feel like it's like your average, like, 3-star thriller for me. Like, this book is nothing that I'm gonna be, like, remembering after, like, a couple months, you know? Like, it's a fun time while you read it, but then after that, like, It's just fine. I did think there was one like decent plot twist at the end, but again, if you read a lot of thrillers, like I don't think this is going to be anything like super surprising. But I think the thing that makes this book kind of unique and different from other thrillers is how much Halloween is like a part of the story and involved in the story, and so I think that's what makes it really fun. But yeah, I think this is gonna end up being like a 3 to 3.5 stars for me. Like it was fine. Yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna finish getting ready and then we're gonna be off to my parents' house now. Dicky. You would never even be able to tell that he was at the vet this morning. He's so full of energy now. Hi, Phoenix. Phoenix, come here. Phoenix. Come here, beautiful. Are you pretty? Come here. Hi, my baby. Best buds. Oh, Phoenix. That's your best friend Tank, huh? You need to let him play. Don't play on the stairs. Oh my god. Oh, Tank's so slow trying to catch up. I'll show you. My parents redid this room up here. It looks so nice. The TV used to be over here, but they moved the recliner. And now this. That's where the couch is. And bam! TV right there. Wha-bam!
Oh, bam.
Puppies, come here. Tinky, come here. Come here. Come here. Whoa. Whoa, easy. Okay, don't play right by the stairs, please. Over here. Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's been a couple of days since I last updated this vlog because for the past like 4 days or so, I've been staying at my parents' house and I was trying to read so many different things while I was at my parents' house and I was getting so frustrated because I felt like I was getting into a slump and I only read one book while I was there. It was actually an audiobook, so I didn't even have the book with me. But it was just kind of a hot mess. But I did watch a lot of things. I watched the entire Amazon documentary of Lula Rich, which was wild, by the way, especially because I grew up in Corona, California and I had no idea that that all took place there. And then I also watched Dune, and I didn't like it, I'll be honest. I really didn't like it. I thought it was so boring and so lifeless and so dull. I mean, it was beautifully shot, but like, that's about it. So yeah, it's been a weird couple days. I've been like working a ton these last couple days too, so I just didn't really have time to read and do all the things. And you know, watching Tank and Phoenix, like they're both kind of a handful. So also because of that, I wasn't able to get much reading done. But the good news is, sorry, there's like a freaking windstorm outside right now and it's supposed to last until tomorrow. There's literally like a typhoon or something on the coast of where we live, and so we're just getting the freaking like wind from that lately. It started yesterday and it's just been going. Sorry for the wind. But anyways, the good news is that I just got the audiobook checked out from my library for Carrie. I actually put this on hold at the beginning of the month because I was hoping to get to this at some point. And to be honest, I was kind of hoping to do a vlog just dedicated to Carrie, like on its own, but I figured like why not just throw it in, you know, because I read The Haunting of Hill House in this vlog, so I feel like it would be cool to read some classic horrors in this vlog. If I'm correct, I do believe that Carrie is Stephen King's first published novel. It's not his first written novel, I don't think, but it's his first published, and this one came out in 1974 originally. And to be honest, I don't know much about the story of Carrie other than, you know, it follows a young teenage girl named Carrie who has some kind of like abilities. That's all I really know. Tank is like totally wiped after a couple days with Phoenix. Oh my god. But the audiobook is only like 7 or 8 hours long, and this book, it looks like it's about 300 pages, but the text is huge on here. So I'm hoping that I could just bust this one out today. Like, that's the plan. It's about noon right now, and at around like 1:30, 1:45, I have to go pick up my parents from the airport and take them back to their house. But besides that, I'm just going to jump right in to starting to read Carrie. I am gonna like get some food right now. I think I'm just gonna like eat some Lucky Charms or something to hold me over. But yeah, I'm so excited to finally read Carrie. Let's do it! Tank is obviously very excited about it. Can you tell? Oh, Tanky! am about 132 pages into Carrie. I'm 44% of the way through the audiobook. I don't know how I feel about this. You know, right at the beginning we find out Carrie is, you know, telekinetic. She's got some kind of abilities, she can do things. And we have this like opening scene where she's, you know, getting her period for the first time when she's like 16. And it's kind of strange because everybody's acting like so shocked that she's never had a period when she's 16. And I'm like, okay, but it's not that uncommon, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I knew some people in high school that like didn't start their period until like they were 16. Like, I feel like that's somewhat normal. So I don't know what the big deal is with that. And also it's kind of weird to read about a male author writing about, you know, menstruation and stuff like that, so that's kind of strange. And also the amount of times that boobs are already mentioned in this book is just insane. I also wasn't expecting this book to be as religious as it is. Like, I don't know really, I mean, I don't really know what I was expecting, to be honest, but I wasn't expecting Carrie and her family to be as religious as they are. I don't know, so far it feels kind of more like just like a day in the life story of this girl who has these issues where she's like telekinetic and she can like do things and her family doesn't know what to do about it. And it's just kind of like, yeah, it's kind of slow, it's kind of boring, honestly. But I think the thing that probably made this book unique back then is that this was probably, I'm assuming, the first of its time to do something like this, or to like, you know, feature a young protagonist that might have these kind of, you know, telekinetic abilities. Like, I don't know. But so far it's just fine. I'm still planning on reading more of it and finishing it today, hopefully. Like, that is still the goal because I do want to see where this goes. I've never even seen like the Carrie movies or anything, so I honestly have no idea like where this story's gonna go. Anyways, though, now I'm off to the airport to go and pick up my parents, and I'm not too sure if we're gonna have lunch or not yet. I don't know.
Juliet's late and sent a straight skirt. And tears spinning. Carrie, 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 and louder. Carrie, 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 like a radio being turned up to full volume.
Hey, I am home. I went out with my parents. We had a nice lunch at Five Guys. It was really fun. And I have only 30 minutes left of the audiobook for Carrie. I don't really have much to say about it, honestly, besides like every couple of paragraphs, I guess, I'm going like, ew, or like, oh. But that's about it, you know? Like, I don't really have a whole lot of thoughts about this. But I am going to finish listening to it now. I just wanted to let you know because I feel like I haven't even updated you on this. I did go to Target though afterwards and I got new slippers because I've been really wanting new slippers for a while and it's getting so cold out now that I feel like I need slippers, you know? I'm also really excited because I got this like super cute blue shirt. I really like the style of shirts they have at Target. They're just so like simplistic. And I also got a 2022 planner, which I'm so excited to start filling this out with all my like YouTube ideas for 2022. That one's specifically gonna be like for YouTube and like my uploading schedule and things like that. I also got these pens, like these Sharpie pens that are different ink colors so that I can do different ink colors for like things I need to do for Instagram, things I need to do for YouTube and like ASMR channel and different things like that. I think it'll be so fun. But anyways, I'm gonna finish Carrie now and then let you know my final thoughts. I just finished Carrie. It's about 5:15 at night right now. I don't know. I feel like this book was, I don't know, it was just kind of disappointing. I didn't really enjoy it. I feel like I've seen stuff like this done before, and I know it's like maybe unfair to this book because maybe this was the original, but it just wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be. And like for this book claiming to be like a horror novel, there was nothing in this book that was really like scary to me. Like, yeah, there was a few moments that were like kind of creepy and kind of weird, and then there were some moments that were kind of like gross with her like, you know, blood and all that. But besides that, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed because I guess I was just expecting more. But this book was fine. I just had a lot of issues with it, and I don't know, there's something about, you know, Stephen King writing about a teenage girl and just how much like her body parts were mentioned and stuff like that. It just kind of, it was weird, you know? It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way sometimes. It was kind of like, okay, can we not? So I don't know, I feel like this is definitely one of the more disappointing Stephen King books, and I'm almost glad that I didn't dedicate an entire reading vlog just to this book because I feel like I don't have that much to say on it. And because it was such a short book, you know, like I'm glad I didn't spend too much time on it, to be honest, because if this book was any longer, like I would have been tempted to DNF. So I'm kind of glad that it was short enough that I could get through it within a couple of hours. Yeah, I don't know. This is probably going to be like a 2-star book for me. It's definitely on the lower end of my Stephen King books that I've enjoyed. So yeah, that is a wrap on this random ass reading vlog. I'm sorry this reading vlog is so underwhelming and so random. I'm just as shocked as you are to know that The Haunting of Hill House was my favorite book that I read during this reading vlog. Like, isn't that wild? But I don't know. So what do you think? Do you think the book Carrie is any good? Do you think the movies are good? Like, do you think I should still watch any of the movies? Because I know they've adapted this a few times, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that will be a wrap on this reading vlog. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out. Tank also appreciates it. Yeah, I will see you very soon with another video. If you did miss it, I have announced that the live show for The Last House on Needless Street is going to be on my channel on October 29th on Friday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific time and 2 p.m. Eastern time. And it's gonna be with Kayla over from Books and Lala, and it's gonna be a super fun time, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully you can join us. And yeah, Camp Weekend Ween is just around the corner and I'm so excited. So you can expect those vlogs coming up next sometime soon after this one. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.